Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys had a lovely week. Well, should I say it has not been a great week for us in Pipful trading channel. It's part of trading. You make money, you lose money, but you should make more than you lose. So I don't want to start going through the trades we took. We just took a trade on GBP USD, basically sold GBP USD throughout the week. I don't think we placed any trade on any other pair, the channel, and we had some loss, very few loss, anyways, about 30 pips loss. So that is actually kind of small. And not to talk about my losses anyway, let's just go straight to the pairs I'll be looking at today. Today I'll be looking at CHFJPY, EURGBP, EURUSD, GBPCAD, USDCHF, and USDCAD. Now these are 6 currency pairs, so I guess this video might be kind of lengthy, but I'll try as much as possible to place time stamp on each of the currency pair. I mean, in case you don't have time to watch all the analysis I'll be doing on the currency pairs, you could just check in the description below and pick any of the currency pair you would like to watch the video on. You just click on it on the timestamp and it will take you directly to the point you want the video to be. In case I don't do that, I'm very sorry, but I'll try as much as possible when I'm uploading the video to do that. So, but before I continue to the analysis proper, welcome back to my channel once again. If you've not subscribed, please do it to subscribe. I remain anchored blessing. Click on the like button to help YouTube with algorithm. Comment in the comment section. Also, the link to my Telegram channel, my WhatsApp, even my private number will be in the description below. So do well to reach me anytime, any day. I'll be available for you. So first of all, this is CHFJPY, that is Swiss franc Japanese yen. Now let me just quickly start from the daily time frame. Okay, good. This is the daily time frame, and from the look of things you can see that price has been ranging between this region. Let me bring my light to this region. You can see price has been ranging within this region, and last week price actually broke above. This is the breakout I've been waiting for quite some time now. Quite some time now. Price has broken above, and secondly, what we can see again is more like a double bottom for a breakout. So, well, there are two scenarios that can happen here. First of all, there are two types of traders. There is a counter trend trader and there is a trend following trader. A counter trend trader will just possibly look for selling opportunities at this zone. I'm drawing this green rectangle, probably on the lower time frame. Look for maybe double top to sell this trade back to this zone. That is one way of trading it, just taking the short sell back to this zone, which is a counter trend trade. That is the first one. And the second one is a trend following trader will simply wait for this trade to come back to this zone, then look for buying opportunities back to this point, or probably moving further to the next resistance. Did I draw any resistance up? Wow, I've not drawn any resistance up. So that is just that for CHFJPY. Very simple analysis. A breakout, retest, and continuation, a breakout and trading the reversal. Because in the daily time frame, if you want to trade the counter trend trade, you can see you could take at least up to 90 to 100 pips, or let me say 80 to 90 pips, and you could also target from this zone for the trend following trade to probably more than, maybe let's just bring my Fibonacci extension to let's assume now the trade got to this point and retest. So we just click from this low, take it to the initial high and bring it back to the low again. And you can target for probably maybe 1.618, 1. If I'm targeting for 1.618, it's probably 200 pips. Or secondly, I could also want to look at this zone and target for 1.0, 0.718 as a continuation trend continuing trade. You could also take your TP at this previous resistance to be safe and continue riding. So that is that for CHFJPY. Whatever way you want to trade it, just wait for confirmations on the lower time frame and follow what the market is doing. So the next pair I'll be looking at is EURGBP. Most of you that have been following my videos will know that I always talk about this pair almost every weekend I make my videos. Well, I love this pair because it's very volatile and it gives a very good pip value. So as you can see during the week, and EURGBP broke above this trend line resistance, a massive break, and price have been heading towards the 0.87276 region. So what I'm expecting price to do right now, two things too. Price will do two things. A counter trend trader could look for price action pattern within this zone to take short opportunities, or should I say, yes, short opportunities, because it's more like the trend is changing to a uptrend. It's actually in a downtrend, but it's more like the trend is changing to an uptrend. So a counter trend trader could just take, maybe if there's a double top around the smaller time frame, you could just take the double top back to this zone for short sales. Or the trend following trader could actually wait for a complete breakout out of this upper point, a retest, and shoot for the next zone, which is this green zone I'm drawing here. So a very simple trade, anyone you like to trade during the week. But what I'm expecting price to do actually during this week is for price to actually maybe test this high and show a bit of retracement before going back to these points next week. Now, there's a strategy I just developed recently, is with my Fibonacci tool. It helps me give more prediction about the TP. For instance, if I'm taking a sell trade now from this point, for instance, maybe when price got to this point, it shows a double top, and I want to take a sell trade back to this region. Well, I might not put my TP around this region, but I'll just follow what the Fibonacci retracement tool is going to give me. For instance, if I draw my Fibonacci extension tool from this point to this red line, for instance, if price gets to that point and show a double top, that is from the lows to the highs, I could just look for region between the 50% or the 61.8% Fibonacci zone and put my TP. That is one way I trade. It gives me better TP hits than trading it down to the next zone. Those are one of the mistakes I made on GBP pair I took during the week. I was actually looking for a longer sell. So the sell happened during the week, but it took me out on break even. No, not break even, sorry. It's my stop loss. It was actually went in my favor for a while, but because my TP was quite far, it hit my stop loss. So that is part of trading. It's part of the mistake I made. I didn't remember that particular rule I used in setting my TP. So let me just explain this again. A counter trend trader will look for what? Either a double top or whatever price action pattern, and trade it either to the next support, because it's going to turn to a support, or the 50% to the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, or the trend continuation traders who could say, okay, this is a change of trend and is a buy trade for me. You wait for price to break above, retest, maybe a double bottom to show you continuation to the upside, and you take it. So So that is that for EUR GBP. The next one I'll be looking at is EUR USD. You actually missed this trade. I still feel so, what should I say? Let's say emotional. Let me not say emotional. Still feel so bad for missing this trade. Well. As for this trade, you can see trade has been respecting this channel. And at the beginning of the week, the price was around this support zone, as you can see. So I would say I've already drawn my line since last week. I was expecting price to reach this zone and price even break above that zone. So if you look well, there are two scenarios I'm expecting here, though both of them is still going to give me a sell. Will I say let me just say three scenarios. First of all, if you look very well from this point, you can see that price is around the 78.6 Fibonacci zone, and it's also a good zone for continuation to the downside. Now if I go to the 4-hour time frame, I don't know what the market is going to do when it opens, but if I see maybe because this is 78.6 Fibonacci zone, let me just remove this my Fibonacci too. If I see maybe a double top formation at this point, that is, they fail to create any higher high, then I wait for the completion of the double top, I wait for the retest, and I shoot back to the downside. That is the first part I'm expecting. So as I said earlier, how will I place my TPs? Just simply taking, for instance, if this is the highest point, I'll just bring my Fibonacci retracement tool and draw to this point and target maybe the 61.8 to 50, which is around this zone. And the 61.8 zone is actually touching the previous resistance, so it's a good point to put as my TP. Now secondly, another thing could happen. Maybe price could actually retrace back to the 100. Let me just go back to the daily time frame. Now the daily time frame, the second way I'm looking at it is probably price could actually retrace back to the 100% Fibonacci. Let me draw this Fibonacci zone well. Good. Now what am I saying? Price could actually come to this zone and create maybe a double top, or maybe respect this trend line and shoot to the downside. So with that way, if price does that, I still bring my Fibonacci tool for TP placement. For instance, maybe price gets to this point. For instance, I'll still use my 61.8 Fibonacci, 50 to 61.8 Fibonacci zone and place as my TP. So that is that for Euro USD. Basically, the stop loss, if you ask for the stop loss, is basically above the previous high. It all depends on how the market reacts. It depends on where I'm going to put my stop loss. But I'm just showing you how I put my TP placement, whereby I'll have regular hits of my TP and giving me profitable trades. So the next point I'll be looking at, next pair I'll be looking at is GBPCAD. Well, I've not looked at GBPCAD for quite some time now, and I saw a setup, a very good setup. I saw a very good setup on GBPCAD. That's why I got attracted to it to make on this video. Now I drew this resistance zone ever since some months back. So this is the first touch of the resistance, second touch, and there's even third touch, and at the fourth touch is what happened this week. The fourth touch is what happened this week. Let me just clear all these guys. So now, as you can see, price quickly reacted at this point and is trading down. So where am I expecting price to reach? I love Fibonacci very well. It really helps me to bring out my TP targets. So let me draw my Fibonacci. Let me draw it very well. Let me just bring out my Fibonacci. Okay, so I don't need to show you how to draw Fibonacci. I think I made a video when I did my Fibonacci confluence strategy. You draw Fibonacci from the swing low to the swing high. Don't neglect the wicks of any candle when you are drawing your Fibonacci. Either you draw it from the swing low to the swing high for a uptrend, then for a downtrend you draw it for the swing high to the swing low. It all depends on how you want to use it anyway. So now for this now, where am I expecting price to move? As you can see, these red lines I've drawn beneath it is the possible support areas. This is support 1, support 2, support 3. Now if you look well, if I say price is going to continue coming down, maybe I pick a Fibonacci number which is 78.6% Fibonacci, you can see that is within the first two regions. So what am I expecting price to do? Let me delete my Fibonacci first. I expect price to break below this support here. Let me just if price breaks below this support and retest, I'm expecting a continuation to the downtrend back to this point. Where if you look at, let me just check the price pip, about more than 100 pips. That's why I love USD pairs. The pip value is the pip movement is very large. So 100 pips is a good thing to catch for me. I don't look for big pips. I just look at the bigger picture and I try to trade according to that point. So that is very easy for GBPCAD, very simple movement. Now the next pair is USDCHF. USDCHF. Okay, now I'm expecting a reversal pattern on USDCHF on the daily time frame. As you can see, I've already drawn the head and shoulders pattern because now this is around the resistance point. And now let me explain something here. Two scenarios can happen. A trend continuation trader could possibly look for the continuation to the upside for this pair. Now what does the trend continuation trader look? Okay, since pair around a support zone, this support zone, as you can see, let me just support, and it's around here again, as you can see. So let me delete it's my light too. So now, so you could also look for possible buy trades to this point. I think the piece is quite much, around more than 100 pips. So it's possible that this week price could move back up to complete the right shoulder. Price may not do that, but price may break below this support, and if price does that, that means there's a change of pattern or price action pattern. But I'm expecting price to maybe come here, create the double bottom and move to the upside, or any buying price action pattern and move to the upside. No, you don't just rely on technical analysis, you should also focus on the fundamentals. So that is that for okay. Now secondly, you could also wait if price respects this right shoulder and continues and stops there, or maybe refuses to go above this resistance here. You could also look for shorting opportunities, and when we look for the shorting opportunities, we first take our TP back to this support, then wait for a brief retracement and move down for the change of trend for a downtrend. So that is USD Swiss francs. Now the last but not the least is USD CAD. For USD CAD, well, as I always say, price is, let me go to the daily time frame. Price is actually on this channel. Well, I think there was a employment change news on Canadian dollar. I don't know how it went. I think it favored the Canadian dollar. That's why this rapid downtrend occurred on Friday. So you can see price is actually trading down. If I go to the 4-hour time frame, I'm seeing something like a double top. something like this trying to form. Let me just bring, maybe this is the first top, this is the neckline, this is the second top. So at this point, if price gets to this point, I'm expecting a brief retracement, and once I see a break, or if I see a break of structure, I jump in and ride it to this point. Or if you want to see something again, you could see that there's a trend line here. Maybe price could actually respect the trend line after it gets to that place and break, but I'm expecting price to continue going down. Well, that is that for the pairs I'll be looking at this week. I don't think there's any other. If there's another pair, I will actually drop it on my Telegram channel. Well, I don't like looking at so many pairs. Basically, what I do is, out of these 6 pairs, maybe I focus on 2 or 3 for the week and trade according to it. So if you have any question, feel free. As I earlier said, the link to my Telegram channel is in the description. My WhatsApp and my personal number, they are all in the description below. Thank you for your time. I remain Untitled Blessing, founder Pipful Trading Channel. Signing out.